If you have the time, if you invest time to study my channel and my videos, you will easily realize that the content is of excellent quality. I'm just selling what helped me personally with my chronic fatigue, and I will affiliate myself with other people who are really helping people. Before we go further to the video, I just want to say today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp, in case you didn't know, is one of the best places online that you go to if you need a counselor or just someone to talk to. I know a lot of you guys out there, including myself, have struggled in the past, and in unfortunate situations, a lot of us struggle to deal with that stuff, and it's where BetterHelp can help. BetterHelp offers affordable online counseling. You can get access to licensed, trained, and experienced trained psychologists, marriage and family therapists, clinical social workers, and board licensed professional counselors, so there won't be any shortage of people who can help you and talk to you about anything you're struggling with. And all you got to do is go to BetterHelp by using the link in the description box, then answer a few questions, then they match you with the counselor based on those questions, and then you're all set. Plus, if you ended up being paired with a counselor that you don't like, you can always switch to another one who suits you best. So yeah, if you decide to check out BetterHelp, make sure to use the link in the description box or the comment section down below, as it supports the channel. And by the way, I am in convalescence, and with that being said, let's jump right in the video. Quote, most of my symptoms were written off as having other causes. Memory loss was due to job stress, and thin skin and easy bruising were due to sun exposure. After foot and back fractures at age 47, I was finally diagnosed. I found a wonderful email pal through CSFRF who was experiencing the same slow recovery I was. We shared the process and the pitfalls, and together we made it. End of the quote. By Chris S. Adrenal tumor and successful surgery. So now we're going to read Chris' story. My story is very similar to the others that you see here, with one notable exception: I'm a man. I find it interesting that the vast majority of experiences here are from women. I understand that Cushing's is more common in women, but not to this extent. I suppose men just aren't as comfortable sharing their experiences. Another difference for me is that I never really felt sick prior to my diagnosis. I gained about 20 pounds, got the moon face, between commas, and spindly arms and legs, but didn't suffer from depression or fatigue to the point where it was noticeable. I was living overseas for the past few years and wasn't too impressed with the healthcare there. My thin skin and easy bruising was written off by the dermatologist as being caused by excessive exposure to the sun in my younger years. A psychiatrist said my memory loss was due to job-related stress. My easy cutting and bleeding were deemed to be normal between commas for someone my age 47. When I broke a bone in my foot for no apparent reason, no one thought much about it. However, the worst thing was my repeated injuries to my back, which were never x-rayed and deemed to be muscular and referred for physiotherapy. While I wish I had been diagnosed sooner, I harbor no ill will against these doctors since Cushing's is so rare, especially adrenal tumor related in a man, between parentheses, that the average doctor would never see a case in their lifetime. Upon my returning to the US, my back was still bothering me, so I went to my GP, who referred me to an osteopathic surgeon. He also discovered that my blood pressure was extremely high and referred me to a cardiologist. The bone guy x-rayed my back and found 4 fractured vertebrae, which was quite unusual for someone so young. This link with my foot fracture led him to order a CT scan and MRI of my back. Fortunately, he spotted everything odd near my left kidney and sent me off to an endocrinologist with an interest in osteoporosis. After spending only 5 minutes with the endocrinologist, he told me, quote, "I know exactly what's wrong." End of the quote. He ordered a 24-hour urine test and confirmed his diagnosis, telling me I was a classic, between commas, case of Cushing syndrome. He then referred me to a surgeon to schedule the removal of a 3 cm adrenal tumor on my left adrenal gland. At my surgeon's office, a group of med students was given all my history and symptoms, but the only one who could come up with the correct diagnosis was the one who already knew I had a hormonal problem. I felt like I was in an episode of Grey's Anatomy. My laparoscopic surgery lasted about 5 hours, and I was able to go home from the hospital after a 4-day stay. I was feeling pretty good considering I just had a surgery. On day 7, I developed severe chest pain and wound up back in the hospital for another 4 days with pleurisy and pneumonia. This is something you want to avoid if at all possible. I stayed home from work for 4 weeks, feeling too fatigued to do much of anything and often had an upset stomach. This was the hardest time for me because I couldn't do things I used to. Also, I always loved to eat and enjoy good food, but during this period, nothing sounded or tasted good, making eating chore more than a pleasure. I lost almost 15 pounds in the first 2 weeks. But I put back on half of that. After surgery, I started out on 30 milligrams of hydrocortisone and weaned back the 10 within the first year. I felt tired most of the time and had a hard time psyching myself up to do things, but was confident that this would go away in time. I had the stamina to walk and exercise with light weights on a daily basis. My doctor advised me to refrain from jogging, biking, or golf for at least 6 months, as I was still at high risk for future bone fractures. This was the most frustrating thing for me, because in my pre-Cushing days, I had always been very active with outdoor hobbies and exercise. My appetite varied and my weight eventually stabilized, with my belly sliming a little and arms and legs filling back out. It took me a full 2 years to become hydrocortisone free, which was frustrating because I had hoped for a faster recovery. However, I'm now back to my college weight, 25 pounds below peak weight. Most of the aches and pains are gone, and after intensive treatment, My bone density has recovered. My energy has returned as much as can be expected for 49 years old, and I still enjoy being outdoors. I can jog or run due to the remaining back pain. Much of my wife's dismay, I've taken up a new hobby, skydiving. In the sight, it should have been obvious that I had Cushing's. I showed many of the classic symptoms, but they were explained away as part of getting older. I'm amazed now how many people had told me they thought something was wrong with me, but were afraid to ask for fear of being considered nosy. Many of them are old friends that only saw me once or twice a year, so the changes in my appearance didn't seem so gradual as it did for me and my wife. Several people told me they didn't recognize me at all. It took a while to get a diagnosis, but I feel lucky to have been diagnosed as having Cushing's for almost 4 years, estimated by looking back at old photos between parentheses. I suspect I wasn't hit as hard as many because I was very active before and during my illness. My medical care in the U.S. has been excellent, and my employer, family, and friends have been very understanding and supportive through the whole thing. I've learned a lot from various Cushing's websites and was connected with a wonderful email pal who had the same procedure at about the same time. It was great being able to share process and setbacks with someone who was in the same boat. My wife and I enjoyed living overseas, but now realize was moving back to the U.S. to get healthy must be part of God's plan for us. We're thankful for the many problem-free years we had together and look forward to many more now that we've put the Cushing's monster to rest. I wish the best for all of you who are still fighting for a proper diagnosis and an end to your symptoms. An update. If you're a regular on the CSRF website, you've probably seen my photo on top of the home page. The after photo is now nearly 5 years old, and a lot has changed for me since then. My Cushing's story on the website tells of my experience with dialysis, surgery, and several years of recovery. At that point, I still have some lingering effects, but I'm now happy to say that Cushing's has left me with no lasting effects. Since that time, my career has restarted with what moved in the US and two internationally. This has been a wonderful experience for my wife and me, as we've been able to explore places we never thought we would. All of my aches and pains, except the normal middle-aged ones between parentheses, are now gone, as is my dependence on any medications. My weight has been stable for the past few years at my whole college weight, and I've resumed running, having now completed 5 half marathons as well as a sprint triathlon. Listing these things isn't meant to sound goating, but rather a demonstration that after beating Cushing's, anything is possible. My experience with Cushing's has taught me to appreciate the fragility of our bodies, but also the strength we have to rebound and renew. It also reinforced the importance of faith, family, and friends during the difficult times. Without them, there is no way I could have come through the experience so well. The information and support I received through CSRF website and its members were also an important part of my recovery. I can't thank them enough for what they do in their ongoing mission. Please remember that everyone involved with CSRF has a common goal, which is to make life better for fellow Cushing sufferers. Don't hesitate to reach out for advice, to share experiences, or just to be heard. If you want to help me concerning these programs, there are different ways to do it according to your needs and budget. What I propose you is to help you by helping me. For instance, I have a link with Peeping Rock for the best vitamins on the market, costing less money than the usual vitamins you see on the market. You can get an automatic rebate. I'm not even sure that I get money from it. I think I don't, but that's okay. You can get a rebate for using my link. Also, have Eat for Energy with Uriel Came. I have a Patreon. Those links are found on my channel. I will include it in the description of the video, and then I will also add other links afterwards, always related to either improve your health and or maintain it. And from the suggested links you can select according to your budget and your needs. It appears that people were not seeing those links, so I decided to put them in evidence. I do have a PayPal account, but there is no way that you can help yourself with my PayPal account, so that is why I'm not including it, so you know that I do have one. And if you have the time, if you invest time to study my channel and my videos, you will easily realize that the content is of excellent quality. I'm just selling what helped me personally with my chronic fatigue, and I will affiliate myself with other people who are really helping people. So you will have more options available to you to help yourself while helping me.